Yes, who is back? Do I even need to explain what I'm doing? I've done 14 parts of this, right? Like, at this point, I feel like I don't even need to do an intro anymore. I feel like I can just friggin' just start stream, not say a word, and just start doing it. But I'm not gonna do that. That's rude. Because I might have new viewers. I don't know. How are we doing? To the probably nobody that's here right now, but hopefully people that will be here soon. All right. Oops. I had my stream up on my phone. Didn't realize I just heard myself echoing and just threw me off. I'm not sure if that picked up on stream, but that's kind of funny. It's 11:41 at night, and I'm about ready to cross 3,000 resets on EV. I'm about ready to get EV at this point, but I probably put in the work for pretty much any other shiny in this game. But because the EV resets are so long, it hasn't happened yet. We haven't even gotten to half odds yet, but we'll probably get there tomorrow, I would think. Uh, I'm pretty much gonna do EV resets until I fucking fall asleep today. Until I like literally feel like I can't stay up, which might be before or above 500. I don't know yet. But I'm gonna push. If I need to take multiple breaks, I'll take multiple breaks. But I'm gonna try to get as many resets as I can before I literally feel like I'm going to fall asleep in my chair. That's my promise for this stream. And yeah, that's about it. I'm gonna stop yapping, and I'm gonna start hunting. Is what I'm gonna start doing. Just one more second. I'm just gonna grab my phone charger so I can keep I have my counter on my phone. I just want to make sure it doesn't die while I'm doing this. It's just back here. All right, I'm back. Alrighty. My phone's plugged in. I'm hydrated. I have about fucking 5 water bottles on my desk. And I've got an Eevee to hunt. That's about all I've got to my name right now. So let's get these resets going. Starting at 2,900 until I either pass out or get a shiny Eevee. Let's go. And we're doing this. I feel like some people who haven't shiny hunted might be sitting here and might see a stream like this, or a stream that's probably taken, 5x the amount of encounters with no shiny, and wonder why people do this. And the truth is, I've only had a taste of it, but I can definitely provide some insight on this. Even after going severely under odds for a shiny Zubat in this game, the potency of joy you feel from achieving a feat of getting something this rare is unlike anything. Like, I don't say that lightly. Like, you have to just do a hunt like this to really understand what I'm saying. It is a type of elixir you cannot craft. Like, it is a feeling of euphoria that you could otherwise maybe get on some drugs that nobody should take. That is the reason that people do these hunts. And also because then I get the reward of getting to use a really cool shiny either Umbreon or Espeon in my playthrough. And I get to record it and make a clip out of it, so I have even more incentive. Truthfully though, I would prefer if it came quicker, but the more encounters this goes without it, the bigger the reaction's probably going to be. What I've noticed is there is a certain drop off though. Like if I had to do like 70,000 EVs, which, oh my god, if that happens, I think I'd actually like shoot my brains out. That shit would take like a fucking year. It wouldn't take a year if I was doing it as consistently as I am right now, but I doubt I would be doing it as consistently as I am right now if I got to fucking 10 to 15k without a shiny EV. But I think if I got to that point, I think I would just be like, I think I'd hit a point where I'd be like, well, at a certain point I was expecting it, you know what I mean? Like after like 30,000 encounters, 40,000 encounters, huge reaction, right? Like, oh, finally we got it. But after 70,000, it would be more just me like just crying in my chair, just being like, thank God it's over. Like it was gonna happen at a certain point if I'm at 70,000. 70,000 I've only ever seen happen once on video ever, and it was from somebody that's been shiny hunting for, I'll name drop them, Supreme Arcanines. And that's somebody that's been shiny hunting for over 10 years, and it took them like 10 plus years to get a hunt that was that bad. I haven't been shiny hunting 10 plus years, so I doubt that's going to happen. And also, there's been several people that I've hunted for longer than that, and I've never had a hunt that bad, so sometimes you just get really unlucky. It happens to somebody. Oh, I'm skipping my YouTube ad real quick. But yeah, I'm ready to get this EV. I know it's not gonna happen, but like, I'm feeling it right now. I didn't have a lot of energy before starting the stream, but all of a sudden, once the fucking OBS was up, my YouTube video was up, my setup was up, I was really feeling it. I like was really debating not doing more encounters tonight, but I was like, I gotta make more of a dent in this EV. Like it's getting to a point where I don't even hate the hunt anymore, because it's like, I know what I'm working towards, and I know that it will happen, and that it can happen. I just gotta sit here and fucking wait. Even if it takes literally over a day's worth of playtime, I will wait until I fucking see that white Eevee with the red star on my fucking screen. Like, I'm gonna be here for it. Whether I got people here or not. Which I know I don't right now, but yeah. Look at that. I talked myself through 20 resets. I probably look like I'm on drugs. I made a drugs joke earlier. Fucking some random dude talking to himself. There's nobody even in my chat. I'm just fucking talking to myself. Come on, game. Just make the. I don't know. You can't see the fucking stream overlay, I bet. But if you just look at that white Eevee, give me something that matches that. Give me an Eevee that looks exactly like that Eevee I have on my stream layout. Also, I realized when I was You know, I've been using the same thumbnails, you know, for every one since it's the, you know, it's the same shit. For the same, I've been using the same thumbnail pretty much for the same stream, except I just switch out which shiny sprite depending on which one I'm hunting, or which one was previously hunted if I'm not hunting anything in that stream. 2929, by the way. I realized that the thumbnail for this, the EV thumbnail that I've been using, you know, for the last however many fucking streams, I think it's now 7 or 8. I don't know. It's 6, 7, or 8. One of those numbers. It looks like the Ho-Oh from on the Heartgold box cover is eating the Eevee, which I did not intend, but it's kind of funny. How bad could Eevee possibly be? Pretty bad, I imagine. Bill's been nicer to a lot more people than me, that's for sure. I've seen hunts for this specific EV go a lot less encounters, but granted, I've seen some people get to 9,000, which I'm not there yet, but I might be. What's good is that I haven't seen so many bad hunts yet, but that also could be a bad thing because that means that I could be the first one that's recorded. Well, not the first one. I'm sure there's other ones that I just didn't see that probably went like double odds or something, but I don't want that to be me. If I go over odds, I prefer it not be like, I prefer it not get to double. $29.40. Oops. Sorry, I'm clicking YouTube ad. One thing I've always found interesting is that you could technically shiny hunt in Gen 1, where shinies didn't exist. Because you could take it, because in Gen 2, when shinies were first introduced, what determined if something was shiny was completely different than it was from Gen 3 onward. Like in Gen 3 onward, it was determined by player ID and secret ID. And Pokemon Emerald, it's weird. It's like a specific frame that a Pokemon can be shiny. But in Gen 2, it was determined by IVs. Like if your Pokemon had an exact set of IVs, like it was like pretty much like 10 in every stat, and then the attack stat had to be like some random one of possible like 7 numbers that it could be for it to be shiny. And all those IVs lining up is a 1 in 8,192 chance. So theoretically, if you got a Pokemon with those IVs in a Gen 1 game, with the exact shiny IVs, you could transfer that up to Gen 2 and it would be a shiny. I've always found hunts like that so interesting. I don't think I'd ever try it, because it just seems so tedious. But theoretically, you can shiny hunt in Gen 1, it's just a lot more complicated. You gotta know exactly what the stats would look like. And one thing I will check, if I remember, after this EV, is to see if the Entei or the Raikou I generated in this game are shiny. Because I actually never checked the Entei and the Raikou. And if one of them's shiny, unironically, I might just save my Master Ball for it. Like, I'll just let it roar me and then I'll come back to it later. Again, the odds are still the same, 1 in 8,192 to get a roaming shiny Raikou or roaming shiny Entei, and they're some of the hardest shinies to get in this game because they're generated the moment you start that specific cutscene in the I think it's the Tinbell Tower, I think is what it's called. And you have to go through that entire cutscene, and then you need to look for them in the wild to see if they're shiny, and you can reset before that cutscene to regenerate them. But they don't regenerate once they're in the wild. Once they're in the wild, all their stats are determined. You can't just like keep running into them and running away. Like their stats are already determined once that cutscene happens. So you need to save before that cutscene, and then go check them in the wild, and then reset if neither of them are shiny. And theoretically, you're pretty much getting 2 encounters at a time, so it's like a full odds hunt, but each reset is so long. But they're good shinies. Again, the likelihood that I got one first try, really unlikely, but it will be worth checking, because if I go the whole playthrough and that shit is roaming throughout the entire game when I could have just basically had a free shiny because I got really lucky, like, I would rather just know. What's up, Alex? How we doing? Pokemon champions from Kanto to Galar. I'm sure there is videos of people making stuff around that concept. Should you make one? I mean, sure. I don't see why not. Come on, Eevee. I can get lucky again. Come on. It's not gonna happen. This is I feel it in my bones. It's gonna be an over odds hunt, but I won't know until you know I get there. We're about to hit 3,000 encounters, which I hit 2,000 yesterday, so I'm moving at pretty good pace. Basically, I've been hitting a pace of like 1,000 a day, which is, you know, I like to think pretty respectable. I want to see if I can get to 3,500 because I don't like that the number's not fully even where it's not like in 500s. I want to see if I can get an extra 100 out. I want to see if I can push myself to get an extra 100. Or maybe at least an extra 50 so that I don't have to do an extra 50 tomorrow and then that can be an even 500. $29.80. Come on, Eevee. Theoretically, if I kept up at the exact same rate, I would pass double odds tomorrow. I'm trying to think how many days it would take for me to hit odds. Let me do some quick math right now. So let's say I got to 3,500 by the end of the stream, which would be an impressive feat. I think I will at least get to 3,400. Let's say 3,500 though, which actually won't make that big of a difference either way in the grand scheme of things. But I get to 3,500 by the end of this stream. And tomorrow I do 1,000 encounters. So that's another day. It's 4,500 encounters. The next day I do another 1,000, 5,500. And the next day 6,500. The next day 7,500. It's like 5 days to hit odds. And I think it would be like a total of like 8 to 9 more streams before I hit odds. Which, you know, that isn't too far away, but I literally have to keep up at the exact same rate, which I'm not sure how likely that is, but it might be possible. That's what my plans look like. I haven't had a lot of them, but I occasionally do. And if we make it to 3,000, if these next 6 EVs aren't shiny, EV will be our first hunt to get out of the 2,000s. Alright, 3 more and we'll officially have our first shiny to make it into the 3,000s of encounters, or our first Pokemon to make it to the 3,000 of encounters. This probably will make it out of it, to be honest. Like I said. But 2,999, and here it is, the big one. EV number 3,000. And it's just a normal one. I make it to change all 4 digits again, which I've only had to do twice before. Oh, missed that one. And that was EV number 3001. Much more overshadowed by EV number 3000. The thing is, it's funny because the game thinks that this is the very first EV I'm receiving every single time. I love resetting. I love how resetting works. And now that number is the same forwards and backwards. Oops. Oh man. And then too, I've done so many resets when I have found a way to correct even my mishaps so quickly. Like if I accidentally check my bay leaf instead of the EV, I just hit down twice instead of even bothering unmenuing and then going out, because that technically is more moves at that point. Ironically, I'll do it for this reset on purpose, but that's honestly, in terms of reacting to the shiny, I thought that would be better because it's a very sudden, very easy change to visualize when you see the stars pop up. I'll do it for this one as well. Stars pop up and then you see it disappear with that one, whereas it would just stay if it was shiny. Which I feel like visually would be a lot easier to catch. And I may be able to even do my resets faster if I did it that way, but I'm not sure. I'm not going to risk it. I'd rather take the extra second to look at the EV. Just to make sure I'm not skipping a shiny. Absol is such a cool Pokemon, it's just unfortunately not a very good one. $3,020. Alrighty. First 26 of this. Well, I was gonna say the first 25, but I just 26. The first 26 of the. That doesn't sound as cool though. It doesn't. First 26 of these 1,000 EVs starting at 3,000. And we're not even halfway to odds yet. We're getting close though. Well, not super close. Like, it's not gonna happen this stream, but it may happen. I think it'll happen 2 streams from now, probably, unless I want to go absolutely ballistic next stream and do like an extra 100 encounters again. But I don't really plan on that. $30. And I can't see my chat number actively going up or down or whatever, but if anybody is in chat right now that hasn't seen my streams before, I would appreciate it if you chatted, because I always like finding more people to talk to in my chat, but if you don't want to, that's okay as well. In the Pokemon League in Fire Red. Nice. What's your team right now? Just curious. I like Pokemon Fire Red though. I've done a few Kaizo Ironmon attempts in Fire Red that have not even made it to Brock, quite frankly, because that challenge is so fucking ridiculous. Like, I can't believe there are people that have completed a full run of that, let alone, like, granted, the run is so challenging that most attempts don't make it out of the lab, which from first-hand experience, I will say is true. But even the few attempts that do make it out of the lab, some of them happen either when you get to most attempts will die. That most attempts that do make it out of the lab will either lose to Brock or lose at any point before Brock. I don't even think I made it to Brock yet. I think I lost to like some random trainers on the few attempts that did make it out of the lab. Like, that challenge is so ridiculous. If you don't know what Kaizo Ironmon is, don't look it up. The rules are too complicated. It's just a really unfun, super hardcore, like, solo run Nuzlocke. Like, there's so much shit. Pokemon team right now is Charizard, Venusaur, Raichu, Alakazam, Gyarados, and Golem. Dang, that's a sick team. You got Charizard and Venusaur? Did you trade over one from another game that you had, or did you have a friend trade over, like, a Bulbasaur or a Charmander or something? It's a great team. You have 2 starters. You have a fire, water, grass coverage, and electric type for good measure. And then you have 2 trade evas, yeah, so you clearly traded with some other system, or... It's, unironically, it's probably like... that's like a dream team, quite frankly. I don't think you can really get that much better in Fire Red. Like, some people might say Blastoise, but Gyarados unironically is better than Blastoise. That's a great team, though. I love the champion music in Fire Red specifically. I think it's my favorite champion battle theme, the one against Blue. I think Blue is one of my favorite champions in general. The only one I like more is Steven, but Blue is such a sick champion. I also just love his line of, like, I'm the most powerful trainer in the world. Like, right before you battle him and that fucking theme kicks in, like, that shit is, like, chill fuel right there. Love that battle. I still think that is, like, I remember I played through that battle in the original Pokemon Red when I was solo running with a Pikachu. And I remember hearing that theme and I was like, I literally got chills doing the champion battle to that theme. I still think it's my favorite champion theme, music theme. The music in Fire Red is so good too. Like, even the wild encounter music in Fire Red goes so hard for no reason. Just the normal Fire Red encounter music. Oh, oops. Yeah, it's a sick team though. Yeah, I'm breezing through encounters now. $3,058. I should stream more Pokemon related stuff though. Like after this challenge, I might do other Pokemon challenges where like I'm actively doing things like Nuzlocke or something. This freaking routine of just spamming X and spamming A and then spamming B, or the corresponding keys on my keyboard, which are X and Z. Spamming those, spamming X or A, which would correspond to on the DS to get the EV, and then spamming Z or B, which would correspond on the DS to say no to the nickname and check my party. Like, that whole routine is so baked into my brain. I wouldn't be surprised if I went to sleep tonight and just started doing the motions with my fingers of this exact pattern in my fucking sleep, thinking I'm getting resets. I'm probably going to start having dreams about getting a shiny EV, which that's going to be so disappointing when I wake up, if that does happen. I don't really remember a lot of my dreams too often, though. Like, I would say I don't dream too often, but apparently everybody dreams every night. I don't remember the last time I remembered one of my dreams, though. Or had recollection of one of my dreams. Almost at 3,100. Getting there. Fucking Eevee. At least with the wild encounter hunts, it was going faster, and I was seeing different Pokemon, and like I would occasionally get like the little dopamine boost of seeing like the 1 in 100 Dunsparce, being like, oh, that's cool. I got a 1 in 100 Pokemon like that. But no, there's nothing redeeming here. It's either a shiny, it's either an Eevee or a shiny Eevee, and for 3,083 EVs, it's just been normal EVs. Like visually, there's nothing different happening. Yeah, I always found that weird that Bruno used an Onyx. I forget, did it have a fighting type move, or is it literally just because they just ran out of fucking fighting types for his team? Oh, I just watched somebody run away from a full odds shiny Kecleon in Pokemon Ruby, is it? I don't know if it's Pokemon Ruby, it's one of the Gen 3 games. I didn't even, that's so interesting. So that Kecleon could be shiny. It was the Kecleon that Steven has you. Like use the I forget what it's called. It's called the Devon Scope. Is that what it's called? To view it, since it's invisible. And that apparently can be shiny. I didn't know. And he got it on accident. And since he was moving at speed up, he didn't see it until he ran. Alright, and that's 3,096 EVs, which means that we are 1,000 encounters away from double odds. Or sorry, not double odds, sorry. Half odds. Not double. Not there yet, and I hope we don't get there. For reference. For the record. I can't speak. Yay. Nine. And here is 3,100 EVs. We burn on a Pokemon Faded. Nice. I forget who's next. I forget what because I know there's Lorelai, there's Bruno, there's is it Agatha? Is that what her name is? And is it Lance? Lance is it Lance? Is Lance the last one? Agatha, Lance, Lorelai, Bruno? That sounds right. I mean, your team has so much coverage though. Like, you should be fine against any of them. Alakazam especially is so broken in those games. I always find it so strange that Dusclops could get Ice Beam. Dusclops gets a lot of random moves. Three, one, one, one. I'm not sure how loud my keyboard clicking is, or if it's annoying, but I don't know, I'm right here and it hasn't bothered me yet. I find it satisfying, but some people might find it annoying. Oh, that number was also perfect forwards and backwards, 3,113. Yeah, I get those. Not super hard. I know Lance is pretty difficult if you don't have like an ice type move, but otherwise you should be fine. I forget, do you have an electric tip on your team? I can just scroll up real quick. Yeah, you have Raichu. Yeah, so I mean his Gyarados at the very least should be easy. I think Lance is in that game. I'm not sure if I'm just misremembering or whatever. But I vividly remember Lance having like a Gen 3 sprite, and I think being one of the Elite Four members. Three, 1, 2, 3. Yeah. And I imagine this EV is going to catch me so off guard when it happens. Because I'm probably just gonna be in a spot where my brain is turned off and then it's gonna show up and be like, oh yeah, there it is. $31, $31. Oh, jeez, can't type. There we go, though. God, I think the concept that I've seen over 3,000 EVs is abysmal. So horrific. Oh, I'm definitely starting to feel the tiredness kick in. I hope I can make it to 3,500 before I fall asleep, but we're going to shoot for 3,500. We'll at least land at 3,400, God willing. But I can already feel my tiredness starting to set in. Like physical tiredness from like wanting to go to sleep, because it is almost 1 a.m. where I am right now. Oh my god. Yeah, I feel the fatigue setting in, not just from the hump, but just from me wanting, my body wanting to go to bed. But I'm gonna push. I'm gonna push because I won't have to push like this again if I can just get to 3,500. Be at a clean, even, divisible by 500 number again, which I haven't been there for a few streams. Or if the EV can just shine, I mean, that would also be nice. I don't talk about that enough. Like, I always should talk about shooting for specific numbers. Why can't the EV just shine? And then I can go to bed. Can you speak while you yawn? Like, am I able to? Yes. Am I going to do it on stream? No. And there is video footage of me doing it. In my most recent long form video where I tried to name every single Pokemon with my friend. There is a point in the video where I was yawning and speaking while I was yawning. Wow, see, me talking about yawning made me yawn. Wanna know what will wake me up, game? Shiny Eevee. That'll wake me up. Let me right up. I'll be up for the next 4 hours. Maybe not, but I'd go to sleep pretty good. At the very least. But yeah, it's not gonna happen. Oh, wow. Big yawn. Hold on, give me 1 second. I need to use the bathroom. I will be back shortly. Actually, you know what? No. I'm gonna do this Eevee, and I'm not gonna look. I'm gonna put it up on stream. I'm not gonna look. And hold on, let me just get the Eevee up real quick. This is also gonna be number 3,173, so I'm just gonna set the number now. All right, I'm gonna turn away now. I can't see the Eevee. It could be shiny. I don't know. I'm not looking. I'm gonna go to the bathroom. I'm gonna be back in a little bit. All right, we did not get it. Unfortunately, I didn't even mute. Did not get it, unfortunately. But you know, it would have been a funny clip if we got it when I went to the bathroom. All right. No stalling. Let's get back to these encounters. He became champion? Nice. That was the final battle. I know Blue has a really good team. Oh, I'm gonna drink some more water. All right. Oh, my fault. Excuse me. Sorry, that burp was probably a little gross. I apologize. Alright, closing in on 3,200 EVs. That's a lot of EVs. Not enough though. Oops. And I hate to remind myself, but I'm going to do it. After this EV, we are still 5,000 away from odds. Yeah, it's not ideal. Oops. Sorry, I zoned out for a second. Dozing off a little. Ugh. Alright, this will be 3,200. Oops. The resets just tick up one by one by one. And one of these days, that number will stop. And, I would want that day to be today, but it's not gonna be. Oh man. Oh, I really feel the tiredness kicking in. I usually go to bed these days at about 1:30 in the morning, and it's 1:09 right now, so pushing my boundaries for the sake of, you know, trying to get these encounters up, but it's difficult. If I really need to go to bed, I will go to bed. Don't worry about that, but I'm pushing a little. I need to make sure I at least get to 3,400 if I don't get to 35. I'm shooting for 35. But if I feel like I literally can't do it, I will stop at 34. Oh, excuse me. Pokemon Fire Red is way better than Red and Yellow. I've played through all of Red. I have yet to do a full playthrough all the way through Fire Red. But I've gone through most of Fire Red before I finished it. I just never got around to finishing it. And yeah, I will say it. From what I played, it is just kind of a better version of what Pokemon Red was. But I like the original Pokemon Red too. Like, for the first Pokemon game they ever made, Pokemon Red was pretty good. Wow, I think that's the first female one I've gotten. I could be wrong. I'm not going to look through all my streams to confirm that, but there's a few of these that have gotten a 22 HP stat just because the HP IV has been so high. I'm not sure if it literally needs to be 31 or not, but it definitely needs to be high considering how few of the EVs I've seen that I've had that high of an HP stat. I think it's the first female one I've seen with that high of an HP stat. Though I feel like I'm so used to seeing male ones with 22. I mean, I doubt it though. I mean, I'm sure I've gotten a couple females with that HP IV and I just didn't notice. That's the first one I've definitively noticed though. The coolest EV we've gotten so far, and definitely one of the rarer ones we've gotten, but not as rare as it could be now. Oh, wow! We just got another 22 HP female Eevee. Again, those don't happen often. We got 2 of them within the last 10 encounters. It's pretty cool. Oh, another female one. It's not a shiny one though. This number is it called a palindrome? When it's read the same backwards and forwards. Cool. I like how I'm starting to notice more patterns with the numbers as I go further with the fucking hunt. Oh man. Mm-hmm. $32, $32. Oh, wow. Oh man, you're just gonna hear me yawn more and more. Like there's gonna be more yawns than freaking play-by-play on this, because there's not a lot of play-by-play, and there's a whole lot of drowsiness going on my end, and not a lot of shiny EVs. Oh, oh, fuck, man. Oh my god, dude. I was zoning out so hard. I don't even know how long I was spamming freaking B on that before I actually decided to fucking check the EV. Oh man, that was embarrassing. We're back in it though. Oh man. Alright, well, in terms of encounters in this stream, we've done 350 total. Okay, we're more than halfway done with all the encounters for the stream. Bad news is that still got anywhere between 149 and 249 to do. I really want to get to 3,500. I really hope I'm not like freaking dead by then, so I can push out the last 100. Oh man. Freaking brutal ass EV. Oh. Can I just get lucky once more? Evie, I'll give you a peace offering. My next hunts can go to about 10,000 encounters if you shine early. Unironically, I feel like that's a decent trade-off. Although it depends on how bad the next 2 months were going to be if this trade-off wasn't taken. I don't know. The game doesn't think or hear me. It's just generating Pokemon, and I'm hoping that I'll get lucky again, but I don't think it's gonna happen. There's no bribing here. This is just me throwing a 1 in 8,192 dice a bunch of times until I get the number I want. That's basically all this is. Ugh. Oh man. Oops. Man, I'm barely chugging along. I'm struggling here. I think if this was me like some months ago or like a year ago, I think I'd be doing a lot better because like I was at a point not too long ago. I can't type by the way, so the count's wrong. I was I just lost my train of thought already. I was at a point not too long ago where I'd be up until 3 or 4 a.m. no problem. And now I'm struggling at 1:30 in the morning to stay up. I wish they made like shiny, like the 2D sprites shiny, so you could like see, like I could just hit yes on the nickname thing and just see on the little sprite if it was white or not, but it's not a thing. Not in these games at least. I think that's a thing in some of the later games. I'm not exactly sure. Am I stopping at 3,500? Hopefully. It would be 600 resets instead of the typical 500 that I do, or that I strive for in these streams most of the time. But that is what I'm going for. If I get really tired at 3,400, I will stop at 3,400, but 3,500 is the goal. But I will at least get to 3,400. Sorry, that was way too long of an answer. Ugh. Oh my god, I just hit like a 10-second yawn. Jesus fucking Christ. closing in on 3,300. Oh man. Absolute grind. Absolute grind. This is... For the record, if Eevee does shine, I will end stream early. Because I'm either gonna end once I get the Eevee or until I get to 3,500. And I imagine the latter will happen first anyways, but I'm just putting that out there. I will end stream early, or than I would have if I get the Eevee before 3,500. Because I'm probably just gonna bike with Eevee in my first slot off stream so I can get its friendship up so that I can then evolve it on stream. So that way I don't have to spend 30 minutes on stream biking back and forth to get its friendship up. And I can just do all that off camera. So that way I can evolve it immediately when I start up stream. Which is why I hope when I do get it, it'll happen toward the end of whatever stream I'm doing. And not toward the beginning like the last two. So that way it'll be an easy segue into me being like, alright, well I'll cut stream a little early. And then next stream, my Eevee will be at max friendship. And I'll do that off camera. But if it happens earlier on a stream, I'm probably just going to do the biking on camera. Which won't be the biggest deal in the world. The stream will just be mildly boring for 30 to 40 minutes, which I guess watching me do the same encounter, you know, hundreds of times over probably can't be too fun either, so I don't even know what I'm saying. Alright, and that's 3,300 EVs. Three 303. Definitely is more motivating knowing that I'm, you know, getting closer to the end of this stream. Not in like a, oh, I can't wait to like get off sort of way. More so just like, not even just getting off stream part, just more so like the, making progress on all these encounters, knowing that I'm getting closer to eventually getting the Eevee. And also going to bed, I guess is part of it, yeah, but I don't even know what I'm saying anymore. I don't hate being on stream or whatever. I hate, it's just like, I'm a little tired. That's really it. Like, I'm breezing through encounters so I can go to bed. My EV luck isn't the greatest. Rest assured, I would not be streaming pretty much twice a day, or at least once a day, every day for the last over a week. If I didn't like doing this in general, it's just at this particular moment I'm tired, but my tiredness is not demotivating me to get to 3,500. I have this goal in mind and I'm going to get to it. Best believe. Unless EV shines before then, that'll be the only thing that stops me from doing that. Three, 3, 1, 1. Another female one. Jeez, it's giving me a lot of female EVs. Another one, Jesus. Alright, that one's male. I feel like we got like 3 in a row. Might have only been 2, but it might have been 3. There was at least like 3 in like the last like 5 or 6 encounters though, which is pretty lucky. That were female. Oh wow, another one. Jesus. Crazy female EV luck. Not crazy shiny female. Sorry, not crazy shiny EV luck. Not shiny female EV luck. I do have a slight hunch that the EV might be shiny and female though. Because I've done quite a few shiny starter hunts without ever getting a shiny female starter, so this has the same exact odds. This has the same exact gender ratio as a starter, so could be a shot that, you know, we'll get a shiny female EV, who knows. But statistically it'll probably be male. Also, was that another female in that last one? I just realized. And what is going on? I've gotten so many females. Like, what are the odds of getting like 4? Like, I think like the last 5 of them, 3 or 4 of them were female. Crazy, crazy ass luck. Like, I know the odds of getting 4 female EVs in a row is the same as modern shiny odds, which is 1 in 4,096. But those didn't happen in a row. But I did get like 6 of them, or like 5 or 6 of them in like the last 9 or 10 encounters, which that probably counts for something. Three, 3, 2, 2, by the way. I didn't even, like, barely noticed that. My Golbat has been in a perpetual state of staring at the wall on the right for God knows how long. 3,330 encounters. Alright. EV number 3,333, which is significant for multiple reasons. It's the third time we have had all four numbers be the exact same, or have a 4-digit number where all four numbers are the exact same. But it also signifies being, practically speaking, about 1/3 of the way to 10,000 encounters, which I hope I don't have to get to, but if I do have to get there, it's a good milestone to hit. There's also a female EV, the 3,333rd one, and so was that one just now. And that one. You can verify me, by the way. I'm not lying when I say that the gender ratio of EV is about 8-to-1 male to female ratio. I think I can get to 3,500. I think I can do it. I don't think I'm burnt out quite yet. I think I can. Granted, this is 58 encounters before the 3,400 mark, so things might change then. But I think I can. I think I can do another 150 or so. Excuse me, that was disgusting. Encounters before I call it a night. 3,344. There we go. Assuming I get to 3,500, 150 encounters left of the stream. Or if Evie wants to shine, that would also be ideal. Ugh. 3355. I could do something superstitious again. I've only did something superstitious on one of my several thousand, few thousand encounters. I'm gonna actually nickname this one. Actually, no. I'm not going to, because it would spoil the nickname I would give it if it were a shiny. I'm not that confident in my manifestation. I could just give it a name that I wasn't planning, I guess. You know what, fuck it, let's do that. It's a female, by the way. We're gonna name this specific one just because I'm bored and see if that's superstitious. This is not the name I was gonna give it, by the way. This is just a random name I thought of on the spot because I think it's cute. Churro. Let's just see if Churro is a shiny. Nope. Okay. So we're not doing that again. But it would have been cool. That is not the name I was planning on giving it, though. That I'm still saving. And I'll share what both of them were after I get the shiny, whenever it happens. There we go, we're getting closer and closer to 3,400, which I said is the absolute minimum, but we're gonna go a step beyond that. We're gonna get to 3,500, I feel it. I think I can do it. I'm gonna shoot for 3,500. I'm gonna say it right now, it's a little early, but I'm gonna say it right now, we're going for 3,500. I'm not gonna stop at 3,400, I'm gonna go for 3,500. I have the willpower. 3366, by the way. All right. I will if it pops up this stream. But yeah. All right. Have a good night. Thank you for stopping by. Thank you for being here for as long as you were. If I get it, I will send you a photo. But I don't think I will. But hey, I will if I do get it. Have a good night. All right. Alright, 125 to go. And if no EV shows up in that time, we call it quits for this stream. Ooh, I'm really feeling the tiredness setting in, but I really want to get to 3,500. Or again, as I've said quite a few times, EV could just shine instead. All I would need. I can call it a stream and I can go to bed and we can all be happy. Alright. Closing in on 3,400 EV encounters. I say that as if it's like a crazy milestone. I mean, it's a decent milestone, but there's been people that have gone way longer for shinies in these games. Granted, I'm not sure how long I'm gonna go yet. Hopefully we'll find out soon, but I doubt it. Wow. I said earlier I wasn't gonna talk while yawning on this stream. Well, I guess I did. I just need the EV to look exactly like how it looks on my stream layout, and I'm good to go. I'm good to go to bed, I'm good to continue the game. All sorts of things. Is that gonna happen though? Yes, but probably not tonight. But I'm still gonna get every last encounter till 3,500, just so I can make more progress toward it. 3388. And again, if there are people joining this stream who aren't shy to chat, please do. It would help me, you know. I like chatting with new viewers, or even recurring viewers. I don't care. If you don't want to chat though, that's all good. I just have a lot more to talk about and a lot more to say when I am chatting with people. It also keeps me, you know, a little bit more awake, especially when I'm doing these hunts at practically 2 a.m. now. I don't know if I've gone this late yet for a shiny hunt on stream yet. I think I might have when I was doing Zubats, but I'm not sure. Oh. Alright, less than 10, and we'll be at 3,400. $3,393. As weird as it is, I feel like I'm more talkative and more like hyper active when it's later at night, and I'm more tired than when I do my streams in like the afternoon or whatever, which is very strange. It's because I have to keep myself more actively entertained at around this time. Which, granted, I'm watching a YouTube video on the side, which is almost done. I started this video when I started the stream, and the video is like 2.5 hours long, and I'm about to finish it. Well, not quite yet, but probably I think in like 10 or 15 minutes it'll finish. And I'm definitely still gonna be doing resets by then. I watched a full movie while doing these resets. $3,399. Here it is, the 33,400 DV. I was going to say the 3,400 DV, but I'm not sure if that makes as much sense. It's a female, but it's not a shiny. Alright. Usually I would stop after 500 encounters, but we're going to do 100 and more. I've done 500 encounters this stream since I started at 2,900, but I want to get it to a nice, clean, even 3,500. So, let's do it. Oops. Alright, 3410, and just like that, we're only 90 away now. I'm getting to 3500. Sorry, I'm basically just talking about the fucking reset counter the whole time. It's just, I don't have any very cool stories to tell right now, or anybody to talk to, since I don't think I have anybody in my chat right now. But and also it's 2 a.m. I'm just kind of trudging along, getting through these last little bits of encounters. Ugh. My goal was to try to get this EV before my spring break ended. For reference, my spring break ends in, well, it's not technically April 6th, but it's 2 a.m., so that doesn't really count. We got April 13th is when I go back, meaning April 12th will be the last day of my break where I'll have a full day off, so I got about a week. There's today, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. That's, yeah. I haven't gotten through today yet. It's one full week I have to get this shiny, but it's taken me less than a week to almost get through half. It's like I'm like a little less than halfway through, but I'll hit that halfway point tomorrow. Assuming I keep up at the same rate, which could happen, but depending on certain plans I make in my personal life, I'm not exactly sure, but yeah. Hopefully we'll get this before I come back to school from spring break. That would be nice. Alright, 75 left for this stream. And then I'm calling it. I can only take so much before one man needs his sleep. I already feel my fucking eyes involuntarily closing, and I'm yawning even more. Oh, as you could hear. Ugh. Brutal, dude. Brutal. I'm gonna frickin'. I feel like I'm gonna fall asleep so hard I'm not even gonna remember this fucking stream. I'm gonna wake up and be like, oh shit, I did do 600 more encounters. That's nice. Glad I did that. Or hell, maybe I'll end up doom scrolling after this stream. Somehow have a little bit more energy, but I know I don't want to. If I do have a little bit more left in me this night, I don't want to spend I might not want to spend literally every last little bit of it streaming encounters. I was exaggerating slightly at the beginning of the stream when I said that I would go until I fell asleep in my chair. I felt that way at the beginning of the stream because I was kind of amped up. I mean, I kind of am getting to the point where I'm like kind of getting a little sleepy in my chair, but not that I'm literally gonna fall asleep. I don't know. Maybe I'm just a liar. I don't know. Nope, that's not right. Now we're at 34, 34 after this EV. Chugging right along, man. The last 100 of any stream always feel the longest, and this is no different. Feels especially that way right now. I make it sound like streaming is miserable. It's not the streaming process. It's the fact that I'm tired right now, and I've already gone past 500 encounters, which is my usual stopping point. I don't particularly hate this. Like, this is just like, I do exaggerate a little bit for the sake of humor, but it definitely isn't fun, I guess is what I would say. Like, I'd much rather be in my bed and chilling right now, and I'm looking forward to that. This would probably be pretty fun though if, you know, I was a little bit more popular on YouTube, so I could have more people to chat with. That would be nice. Staying consistent though, at least from a streaming aspect, so I'm somewhat doing it right, but not as right as I could be. Oh my god, I'm getting so tired to the point where I was hitting the wrong fucking button on the title screen. It's okay, we got it though. almost 50 away from 3,500. Oh, I'm like fucking tweaking, dude. Like getting to a point of like tiredness that is like life isn't even feeling real right now. Like my freaking leg is shaking aggressively under my desk. That probably isn't normal. I think in general I'm an anxious person though. I shake my leg all the time. I don't think that's like a thing that's like, oh, I'm like, you know, dying to get to bed. I think it's just like I shake my leg all the time. Generally, you burn a lot of calories by doing that. Figure that out. People that shake their leg when they sit burn so much more calories than people that just sit idly. Or like shake their leg. Like, people who are a little bit more shaky burn a lot more calories idly than people who don't. So I guess kind of makes sense. Alright, we passed 3450, which means we have less than 50 encounters left before I call it a stream. I don't think anybody's watching, but if you are, thank you. And please subscribe if you haven't already. I would greatly appreciate it. Oh, I think that's the first accidental rejection of Bill that I've had this specific stream. I'm gonna check this EV and then I'm gonna switch YouTube videos since the 2.5 hour one I was just watching just ended. You know, I've been on for a decent bit. People shoot for longer though. I've seen people shoot for like 5 hours straight, which I've streamed for 5 hours today, just not straight. I'm only probably gonna need to be on for another 20 to 30 minutes max. So what's a good video for that? Let's do this. I've already watched this one, but should be good enough. Alrighty. Did I count this space? Did I? Sorry. Whoa, I can't speak. Did I count this reset? I don't think I did. I'll double. I'm gonna actually check that right now. I might as well make sure I got that right. No, I didn't. So that should be 3457. Okay, we're good. $34.60. Dude, did I just do that twice in a row? Yo, I'm so out of it. The end is in sight. Maybe not for the hunt entirely, but at least for this stream. I feel like I've been saying that for the last, like, 100 or so resets. I don't have much else to talk about. I'm sorry, I'm really tired. Can't wait to get through the rest of this game. I haven't played through Heartgold in the wild. And I think this would be, doing it with a shiny only team would be so cool. Especially knowing that I earned it all, like, pretty legitimately, minus the speed up, but I feel like that's neither here nor there. But yeah, I haven't played through Heartgold in a while, and it's a very... I haven't played through the Gen 4 Johto remix, I should say, because I've played through Soul Silver. I've never played through Heartgold, technically, which has very minor differences. Obviously, you get Ho-Oh instead of Lugia earlier, but story-wise, it's pretty much the same, other than that. I haven't played through one of these remakes in a while, and I'm definitely excited to, you know, play through the game again. When, you know, I get my whole team yeah, this team is shaping up to be pretty cool. In terms of type diversity, it's going to lack naturally because I got Zubat instead of Geodude, which I would have preferred Geodude if I had to pick. But Golbat is still cool. The only thing is that this team is going to end up having 3 flying types. Because I have Golbat, I'm going to shiny on Ho-Oh, which will be 2, and I'm going to get the Gyarados, the free Gyarados, of course, which is 3. And I was originally going to make this challenge a little harder by doing a no-type overlap rule, but I decided against that because I was like, fuck it, I don't want to do that, and I'm happy I didn't. So, in terms of type diversity, this team isn't going to be as diverse as I had hoped originally, because I got Zubat instead of Geodude, but it's still going to be a pretty cool team. Like, having Crobat, Gyarados, and Ho-Oh on the same team, while not the most optimal, they're all still pretty cool Pokemon, so. And also, it's a playthrough, so it's not like it's going to be that bad. It just means that certain electric-type trainers are going to be... Certain electric and rock-type trainers are not going to be as easy to deal with. Like, at least if I had gotten Geodude instead of Golbat, having the 2 flying types in Ho-Oh and Gyarados I would have had a nice counter to electric types, but now I don't have that because I didn't get it. Who knows, maybe I'll hunt Geodude again later. Although, that would be risky because I know that some of those guys get self-destruct. Maybe that's something I would save a Master Ball for in that case. But, nah, I'm probably not going to hunt it again. I might hunt for a ground type, though. Or something that's good that gets a good ground type move. Like, even if it's not explicitly a ground type, just like a good physical attacking mon that gets a ground type move. I could go like Heracross, but I'm pretty sure I have to headbutt trees for Heracross, and I'd have to phase for it, so I'm probably not going to do that. I think I've done enough complicated hunts. This just being the one, and this isn't even like super duper complicated in the grand scheme of things. But I still haven't figured out my last team member. This team is going to have 3 flying types though, which is again not great in terms of type diversity, but I mean, heck, I didn't state that rule. I didn't make that rule official. So the team will still look cool, and it'll still be very much functional, which is, I think, pretty important at the least. But in terms of having a final team member, which is I haven't decided on the final team member after I get Ho-Oh and Gyarados after this EV. I'm either going to get a ground type, or at least something that gets, like, a good ground type move. Just so I can cover electric types, which is going to be a big weakness in my team. Which I do have Meganium, which resists, but meh. Oops. And look at that, me ranting about me having a lot of flying types on my team. Helped me crush through a lot of the last several encounters. And now we only have 10 EVs left. And we will have done 600 EVs, which is the most EV resets I've done on one stream fully. And I did 1100 resets total. In the last like 12-ish hours. Or was I streaming 12 hours ago, or was I just streaming at 1 today? I don't even remember. I started streaming at some point in the afternoon at like 1, 2, or 3, or something like that. In the last 15 hours, I think, is a safe number. I've gotten 1100. Definitely less than 15 hours, but yeah, I'm just saying that as a safe number. I got like 1100. Encounters, which is pretty good. It's a lot of encounters. It's like almost a third of the total encounters I've done in just basically a day. Technically, it didn't happen on the same day, but I mean, I started the stream on a different day. Like, I mean, it's basically the same day, right? Like, I don't think I really need to get into the technicalities of that sort of stuff. Like, I basically got 1100 encounters in the same day, even if it's not really the same day. I've just been up until 2 AM, but it's basically the same day. God, I am just fucking yapping, aren't I? I'm such a stupid chud. We got 4 more EVs left, by the way. Three left. Sorry, 1. God, I was gonna count down. I'm gonna count up. 1. That is 2. here it is, the last EV of my longest stream ever in general, but also my longest stream of hunting the EVs, and the most EVs I've hunted on one stream. That's 3, and that's 3,500 EVs. Alright. I don't think I skipped it. To my knowledge, we did not get the shiny. But, you know, we made a decent chunk of progress in the last day. Got 1,100 encounters just in a day. Which I'm probably only going to stick to 1,000. Like, I'm not going to do another 600. I just wanted to get up to a nice clean even 3,500 since I kind of was in like the 2,400 and 2,900s and 1,900s and whatnot. And I wanted to get up to like clean numbers like 3,500. If we do another 500 encounters tomorrow, it'll be 4,000. I can get up to 4,500 if I do another late stream type of thing. I wanted to have like nice clean divisible by 500 numbers again. So I needed to do an extra 100 to make up for that. We did it. I sacrificed some sleep for it, but I mean, I'm still gonna sleep as I would. I don't have anything to wake up for. I'm just gonna wake up a lot later than I would want to, but it's all good. I did it willingly. Yeah. Hopefully EV shows up under odds, but considering the last two showed up under odds, I'm not exactly the most confident in that, but who knows. Alright. We didn't get EV yet. Hopefully within the next week we will. Yeah. That's all I got. I'll see y'all.